much Energon.
Too much Energon, like this podcast.
The beasts are here, McLeod, for the gathering.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings, Megatron.
Then they'd better stay out of my way. Blah, 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 blah. Beast Wars once and for all.
Big time Gary himself.
Man, these things look like toys.
Maximal! Maximal! Does that mean transform?
Cheetor, what have you done? I am transformed.
Sigma balls, Gary. No, not that. Ah!
You all are one. Maximals and Predacons, welcome to another episode of Too Much Energon, the podcast where two dudes talk about Beast Wars shit and talk shit about the Beast Wars. I am one of your hosts, NeoCal.
And I'm the other guy, still chilling out on a mysterious floating mountain, the Siege, your other host.
And today we've got another comic to review.
Yep, once again, we're going to jump into Rufus's time-traveling phone booth and go back 4 million years to the year 2021. I realized on the last episode I said 2001, and I think the reason why I did was because we had just done commentary for the 2001 film The One with Jet Li.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I was listening.
What fun that was.
That was, yeah. I enjoyed doing that commentary. I think that and our Highlander commentaries are probably the best ones we've done.
The Highlander one was pretty good. Yeah, the Highlander one was fun because there's enough ambiently going on in the background that you can just kind of like bullshit about like certain things.
Yeah, and that's what commentary tracks are all about. Cheers.
That's right.
Anyway, without further ado, we're going to be... What issue are we talking about of the comic? Is it issue 8? Of the IDW 2021 Beast Wars comic. I think it's issue 8, yeah. But, well, if it's not, folks, we recorded this a couple of years ago now, so for a...
these used to be Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, for a now defunct spin-off of this show, Too Much Galabar. But as we have been for the past few weeks now, we're just repurposing the recordings because they might as well be out there. We're just repurposing them as episodes of Too Much Energon. So anyway, without further ado, party on, dudes.
Too much Energon.
Just gonna jump right into the issue. The issue opens on the dark side, and Megatron is being all like, "Celebrate, Predacons! Yes, we have a new buddy here. A new person to play poker with."
You'll also notice that we all look different, much to Christopher's...
And she especially
much to Christopher's dismay.
And our new Predacon especially looks different. Yes, look at dem titties. So you know the rules, boys. When we are playing GoldenEye 64, you let her win the first 3 rounds to build up her confidence.
And then smash her, like the Predacon way.
And then crush her like the filthy bug that she is. The filthy organic.
Oh, not you two, Tarantulas and Scorponok.
Well, maybe you, Tarantulas, but Scorponok, you are useful.
As we can turn to the Employee of the Month wall and see that the other Predacons have been slacking. Yes.
And it's just like all pictures. It's all just the same headshot of Scorponok, like in a row, going all the way down. The entire wall is covered.
That's my favorite of our like stupid Too Much Energon headcanon.
That's an old joke too. That's something we came up with like really early in Too Much Energon.
Yeah. Call back to that. Somewhere on the dark side, there's like next to a bathroom or something like that, where they go to like
change their coolant. And there's just an employee like near the coffee machine, Energon coffee machine. There's just a little a little employee of the month board. And I like to think no matter how many times Scorponok wins it, they just keep putting up new ones every month. The same fucking like headshot.
Yeah, exact same picture. So what is actually happening here? Megatron's all like happy. He's literally like raising a glass in toast, and I'm like,
the little Energon cube that he's holding like a goblet.
oh, it is an Energon cube, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought it was a glass. All right, anyway.
Maybe
so
it's an Energon cube shaped glass.
Maybe, yeah, it's an energy. It's like a novelty cup, you know. It's like shaped like an Energon cube,
Yeah.
but it's hollow.
Yeah.
It's like something that he got at GameStop for like $10.
And you can like put it in the freezer.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a whiskey glass, so you don't like water down your whiskey. You put it in the freezer, so when you take it out, it makes the whiskey cool.
Or
Was that
you know,
bourbon? I can never remember.
it's whiskey.
It's whiskey, yeah.
Yeah, or Scotch,
Hmm.
which is a type of whiskey. Or like those plastic cups you used to have when you were a kid. They were those big, like giant, like multicolor, like brightly colored plastic mugs, and they were filled.
Right.
They had water in between, in the middle of the plastic. So you would put
Right.
them in the freezer, and then the water would freeze, and you would pull it out, so it would like chill the cup, so you could pour a warm drink in there, and it would chill almost immediately.
Right. Yeah. Like what do they call them? It's like a plastic kid version of like whiskey stones.
Yeah, but they were these
Yeah.
big, like they were like neon colored. This was like early 90s shit. They were these bright, like neon colored, like bright green, bright pink, bright blue. Yeah, they were these big mugs. Anyway, so what is actually happening in this issue?
Well-
Megatron's like all happy because they have a new Predacon there in Black Arachnia, and he's like all like, yay, and thanks to Tarantulas for doing blah blah that was able to bring the stasis pod down. And he makes a comment like, of course he kept this plan to himself until his first success arrived on our doorstep, but I'm sure that was a simple oversight.
Yes, Lord Megatron.
Yeah.
And then he what is it? Tarantulas is like, hold on now. Not
Okay, whoa
all of
there.
the pods are reconditioned.
Yeah. So yeah, it was only, I think it was what, 51%?
Which is basically 50-50, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like 51 or 52%. Were reconditioned with like Tarantulas's shell program. So a little more than half of them are going to wake up as Predacons, providing they go through their like their firmware system software update.
Mhm. Yeah, and he's like, and eventually we'll wear down the Maximal shields, acquire as much Energon as we need, mine the golden disk secrets, and repair our ship, and be back in time to open the presents.
Be back in time to catch the weird science TV show on the Sci-Fi Channel.
And then my empire shall be born, and the Maximal Command and Tripredacus Council will suck my dick.
All at the same time, and then each individually. Yes.
A slap on the wrist compared to what I could do to them. And while he's off living in like fantasy land,
I like how Pterosaur.
yeah, Pterosaur.
I like Pterosaur in this comic, I gotta say. I mean, I like Pterosaur in general.
Yeah,
But he's just like shit talking him, like he's like, I'm starting to think it would have been easier if we just traveled back in time to destroy our enemies before they were even online.
yeah. Megatron's like, that's the last thing you'd want, you nincompoop.
And I'm like, wait a minute. So hold on. So we've already like finished. We have finished the Beast Wars once and for all. So we already know that Megatron does try to do this exact thing.
Yeah,
So I'm like, what does he do? Excuse me. So I'm like, what is he doing like here? Is he just trying to Is he just trying to misdirect Pterosaur, or has this just not occurred to him yet? Is he just like down the road? He's just going to be like, I know I said messing with the timeline was a bad idea, but actually, I kind of like it now.
Well, there's either two things. Either he needs to diminish other people's ideas if he didn't think of them, or he's not fully insane yet. Because remember,
yeah.
Megatron slowly becomes more and more insane to the point where he's saying things like, "Enter the dragon," and
reading the fucking Bible.
Reading the Bible with his ground fucking like ancient ship, and literally making fucking like time paradoxes by like killing
Fish and
Optimus
nails.
Prime.
Yeah.
And so I think this is pre-insane Megatron.
Yeah. Okay. That's
my judgment for now. But yeah, he proceeds to lecture Pterosaur on why that's a rotundo idea.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You lack foresight, you little bitch, and it will kill you one day. Now go and look for those pods."
But this planet is huge. You can't expect us to cover the whole thing. And then Black Arachne is like, you don't actually have to, because I programmed the stasis pod to go to land as close to the Maximal base, the Axelon, as quick as possible. And Pterosaur is like, why'd you use their ship as a landmark? Just supposed to. Are we supposed to trust you? This seems like some kind of trick, you stupid bitch.
Yeah. And she tackles him. He's probably into it. She mounts him and like,
oh, he's definitely.
You agree?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't he be?
Are we projecting too much?
Probably.
She tackles him and like mounts him and like, pins him down, rubs her like claws across him, and she's like, I used their location because that's where I was at the time, dumbass. And besides, if I wanted to do you harm, I wouldn't need a trick to do it. And literally, it seems like a dream, because that whole joke and then everybody stood up and clapped kind of happens.
Yeah.
In the background, Scorponok and Tarantulas are actually like hands on their gut, belly laughing. And they're sitting on a couch, which I just noticed. Like they're actually just a couch.
Yeah. And then Skold chimes up and she was like, that was great. That's like the voice that when I'm reading the comic, that's the voice I give her in my head.
Really?
I bet if we worked together, we could find more pods than they could.
I love that.
That's how I read Skold's voice.
Poor Skold. Even you are ganging up on them.
Even I'm picking on her.
Yeah. And it's so easy.
It is so easy.
And Black Arachne is like, what, you're stupid idiot too? The flyers can cover more ground. Let them do the work. And then, just like a kid that's getting picked on in school tries to use redirection.
Yeah.
Pterosaur starts belly laughing and points and laughs and says, "You know what, Black Arachnia? I think I like you after all. You can learn from her, Skold, and quit being such a bitch." And like she looks sad and she like goes off and stands in a corner.
And for some reason, Megatron interjects and he's like, I'd advise you to amuse yourself on your own time. Yes.
I'm the only one who gets to pick on my underlings here. Be gone.
Yeah, so Pterosaur and Waspinator fuck off to go look for the pods, and
there's a touching moment between Scorponok and Skold. Again, kind of like the big brother of the group. I really like Scorponok in this. He's not just like the weird idiot inventor. Right?
He tries to tell her, he's like, hey, there's still, even though you can't go help them, there's still plenty of stuff to do around here. I've got some Energon processors that could use some maintenance.
Skold's
and she's
like,
just
no,
like,
Like, you go ahead.
No, I'm going anyway. I'm going away. I want to be alone for a while.
Oh fuck, you sound like Slash from
Oh.
Reboot.
Yeah, kind of.
That's the best Slash that you weren't even trying to.
No, I wasn't.
I am going away. I want to be alone for a while.
Yeah, maybe I was subconsciously was just.
I was like, what does that sound like?
All
but
right,
yes,
well, that's Skold's voice from now on.
Slash, yeah. Hack and or Slash. Yeah, and Scorponok's
But
like,
you never want to be alone.
you never want to be alone. What the fuck? Guys, intervention. But no intervention is to be had.
She's gone full rotundo. You never go full rotundo.
You never go. No. Which you found out that Simple Jack is actually based off of Lawnmower Man recently, which makes you want to watch it more, which I'm looking forward to.
I thought it was like I thought it was a joke play on what's that Dustin Hoffman Tom Cruise movie?
Rain Man?
Rain Man, yeah. I thought it was a play on Rain Man.
That's fair, but keep in mind their careers never kept going after that.
Yeah, true.
Right? And the whole point, I guess, is the guy from Lawnmower Man didn't really. You know what? On my own time, I'll look into that, folks. But yeah, so Skold is playing the Boulevard of Broken Dreams on repeat as they're walking through the forest.
The Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
And
she followed up by Bullet with a butterfly wing. She's all like, despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. I am still just a snapping turtle in a cage, not a rat.
That is something they would say. Poor fucking Skold. He even gets it from the siege. And they're walking on their own and they're like, computer, are you my real friend? And the computer's like, negative. I am an artificial intelligence designed to help the Predacon cause.
Besides, you're just not cool enough.
Goodbye.
Wait, what? Computer? Hello. I'm feeling a little hungry.
She goes for a swim, finds a stasis pod buried at the or not buried, but at the bottom of this lake. Yeah, it's lodged in some
rocks, and it says there's an error reading on the outside of it that says hatch is obstructed.
Yeah, so it can't fly open.
I am very strong,
and they one arm. No, to give them her
she.
Right?
Yeah, she.
To give her credit, she like one arms this fucking stasis pod like effortlessly. And did we talk about this on air, or was that right before that off air?
We talked about it off air, but we're like,
okay, Patreons, our Patreoners. Is there an episode where somebody single-handedly picks up a stasis pod on Beast Wars? Because Christopher and I swear there is.
I swear it happened once. Like someone
I know it's
did
dragged, but did anyone pick one up? Is that an Inferno thing? Rampage. Was it Rampage? I don't know, man.
That seems like a thing that Rampage would be able to do, but like,
right? Yeah, let's say.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that was Transmutate. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't care.
They slam it down and it opens up.
Yeah. Alt form found, pod opening, and out comes motherfucking Razor Beast. Fan favorite character, Razor Beast. I had a toy of Razor Beast when I was a kid, and he's a very popular character. He's one of the most popular non-show Beast Wars Transformers characters, at least from what I've seen. Anyway, I could be wrong, but I've seen a lot of love for Razor Beast.
He's a warthog.
Yeah,
the warthog robot. I like him already.
The previous IDW Beast Wars comics, Beast Wars: The Gathering, and Beast Wars: The Ascension from 2006. Actually, Razor Beast was the star, was the main character of those.
Sounds like
comics.
A trading card game.
Yeah,
Both
Yeah.
of those things.
Maybe we'll if I can track the because they're not available digitally, but if I can track down physical copies of Beast Wars: The Gathering and Beast Wars: The Ascension, I'd actually like to dedicate an episode, a piece of the main Too Much Energon feed to them at some point down the road.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, I'll have to track them down. Maybe take to the eBays. Buy 2 copies, one for me, one for you.
2 copies. So I kind of like this guy already, right out the gate. He's like, oh, it would have taken forever to get out of there.
I like how he like one hand pushes just sends the door of the stasis pod flying open. He's like, I'm free.
I'm free. Thanks, friend. I owe you one.
Yeah.
And Skold is like, friend. And then
we get some more Vok bullshit. It's been a while since we've seen this.
Have we seen it in the comic?
Yeah, we have. In the first couple issues, we saw that the Vok were watching them.
You have to excuse me.
It has been a while.
I tend to actually scoop out the parts of the Vok in my brain so that I don't have to remember them. And I completely forgot that they were still a fucking thing in this. I'm not fond of them. I think it's dumb, but
yeah, I'm not fond of them in the comic either.
No,
no.
Maybe they'll do something interesting with it, but
I don't know. They're just talking about some Vok bullshit, basically, talking about just observing, essentially.
Oh, it's so interesting that they're from different factions. We should give them a challenge, and if they persevere, then wouldn't that be cool? And another one is there's 3, I guess.
Yeah.
And another one is like, now, Steve, that's not a good idea because blah blah. Oh, you're too old. You're boring now. Let's throw some metal wolves at them. And
well, they're
so
like other pods out there. Perhaps they're worthy of expert study.
No, you're stupid. Let's throw wolves at them. And so they do the California surfer voice for the Vok.
I want to see how these two react under pressure. Will they bond, or will they totally not become bros when faced with a harsh buzz?
But we only have so many wolves, man. I'm not even okay. Anyone listening to this, we're not even kidding. They have a limited number of wolves, and they just throw them all at these two, and then they go, "But now we're out of wolves." Oh well. Fuck.
Okay, so when that comes up, I'm gonna talk about that the fucking cyber wolves.
Yeah. Anyways, right away, Razorbeak's like, "Hello, friend. You helped me, didn't you? I'm Razorbeast, by the way. It's nice to meet you, friend. I'm Skold. Oh, look at this beautiful sunset. I'm gonna need an update. Anyway, so what brings you out here? Did you want to explore space? Adventure? Face the unknown?" And they're like, "I wanted to be an artist."
Yeah, and they go to beast mode and start walking, and she's
I really like them walking.
Yeah.
Together in beast mode. Just
I spent all my free time at the sculpture garden in Iacon, admiring the work.
Admiring the works. And we cut to I get it, comic. You really want to drive home. This is a poor, sensitive soul that just gets picked on by everybody. You want to make them sympathetic, but
even me.
Man, even Siege. But man, yeah, okay, we get it. The Predacons are mean, the Maximals are mean. In the flashback, a bunch of Maximals are like, "What do you think you're doing here, nerd? You're a Predacon. You can't appreciate art. Shouldn't you be in a mine somewhere or a gladiator pit?"
But I am beautiful and sensitive, and I have a creative and artistic mind. And I just want to paint some happy little cyber trees.
Some had to be little trees. And wait a second. I swear that's an actual line from like Reboot. Anyways,
Yeah, I don't know.
Galavar
Anyway,
shows up
The
in
fuck.
the flashback. Right? And he's like, I saw their disrespect. You didn't deserve it. But there is something you can do about it. Yes. And you know,
The fucking Iron Wolf. We're back in the present, and the fucking Iron Wolves show up. What the fuck is up with the fucking Iron Wolves? I was so confused. I was like, what?
so the
Granted, I read this comic once a week ago, before going into.
You're right. So the Vok have Iron Wolves. As far as I can tell, they have a dimensional pocket where they just store their
Pokemon.
Their Pokemon. Like, you know how you store them on Bill's PC when you have more than 6?
No, but go ahead. Listeners, I don't know anything about Pokemon.
I know just 1 or 2 or 10 things about the Pokemons.
Okay, I know a bunch of Pokemon because like I was playing Pokemon Go for a long time.
Okay,
so I know like a lot of the names of the Pokemon, but I don't really know much beyond that.
Right. Well, here is Iron Wolf. They're a steel type. And
not an iron type.
And Skold. So see, that shows how much I know. Is there an iron type? I thought there was a steel type.
Oh, there is a steel type, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I just because they're called Iron Wolves.
Don't be silly.
Much like in the MCU, Iron Man, he's like, well, it's actually like a
steel alloy.
It's actually like a lightweight titanium alloy with a bunch of other minerals, but you know, Iron Man rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, Iron Wolves rolls off the tongue better than titanium alloy wolves.
Yeah.
And Skold chimes in, I've never seen Iron Wolves anywhere but Pfera.
Wait, Pharaoh.
Can we outrun them?
Jesus.
Yeah. In that case, let's make them regret interrupting your story. I decided that's how Razorbeast sounds. Yeah,
I like it. Yeah,
like a paladin. Yeah,
I dig
not
it.
a dumb wolf paladin with silver wings. And they made these Iron Wolves kind of cute. They go like barrr and like make funny dog faces when they're punched in the face, which happens a lot. The rest of the issue, by the way, is just like dogs getting punched in the face.
Yeah, because they all like literally no pun intended, but they dogpile onto Razorbeast, and so Skold is all like, get off of him,
he is my friend,
and starts like fucking like punching and like start Trek fooing them, like
it
is with like the
double axe handle,
the double axe, yeah Trek foo.
And there's some like
the Kirk.
Yeah, there's some like up close faces of like dogs with their tongue out and X's for eyes.
And she rips one in half.
And yeah, one's trying to run away and she's like, no escape. And like just murders these dogs. Just let them, they're already dead. And I guess they can't even get through her armor.
And the Vok are continuing to watch, and one is like, well, so much for the only pack of Iron Wolves this side of the Danaban system. Are you too pleased with the results? Because I'm getting this is harsh in my mellow, man.
Dude, I've never even seen this before. I don't even know where I am. I mean, like, on the one hand, we got to see like some pretty cool shit, because like they usually stick to their own tribes, but on the other hand, we lost all our wolves. That's actually what they say. Oh well, toodaloos, catch you on the flip side, man, amigos. And they like teleport away. They don't want to see the aftermath of it, which is puzzling to me. Like, why do all that and then just go, well, we saw the fight, and then fuck off? Like, you guys can teleport across time and space. You can't chill
Yeah.
out and see how Skold acts. Because I find the more interesting part isn't them fighting for their own lives. It's what happens now with Skold bringing Razor Beast to the Maximal base.
Yeah.
She even has like a little oh yeah, because he's like shredded up and he goes into stasis lock. Like he's going down, he's dying.
Yeah.
And she pictures in her head what would happen if she brought him to the dark side. And there's this like little comic where she imagines like Megatron being like, he's not made for conquest. You can't keep him. And Tarantulas being like, can I strip him for parts?
I like these little chibi versions of Megatron and Tarantulas.
I kind of like those more. Like I kind of want the whole comic to look like
that.
Right?
I especially like the chibi Tarantulas.
Me too. It's they did a good job. Can you just make an issue like that? I love that.
Yeah, I'd read that.
It totally fits with Beast Machine's vibe too.
I'd buy that for $1.
Only $1.
Only $1. And so Skold is like, no, Razor Beast deserves survival. There's only one thing to do. So she
Come on,
picks him
little
up.
one. And they bring him to the Maximal base where Rat Trap's like, hey, boss monkey, the Predacon's been just standing out there menacingly for like half a cycle.
Yeah.
Should I open fire? And he's like, maybe she's here to join up. It's happened before. Fair. Since when is Rat Trap? Well, no. That seems like something Rat Trap would say. And while Razor Beast is dying and they're just like chatting, they finally open the door and
Dinobot and Gary Primal are like start talking to Skold, and Skold and Dinobot start shit talking one another. Well, Dinobot like offers is like, hey, you should come join, and she's like, no, fuck you, traitor. I am not a stupid traitor like you.
Traitor. And I'm like, what do you want, Skold? I understand this is part of a longer arc where it'll probably have her betray the Predacons.
Oh, yeah, I see that's where it's going.
But like, you are miserable there. And even Dinobot notices. He's like, Skold, your stutter is gone. Could it be? And then apparently he's a psychologist. Do you remember what does he say here? He's like, your voice, you've not stumbled nor mumbled once while talking to us. The only reason I could think of is that you're not in a negative environment. And I'm like, okay, psychiatrist Dinobot. I mean, I dig it, but
she mentions the Iron Wolves, and then Dinobot is like, Iron Wolves? I hate this planet. And I'm like, are Iron Wolves seriously like this, like, are they this like commonly known problem throughout the galaxy? I'm like, we've never even heard of these fucking things before.
I thought you were a Transformers fan, Christopher Siege and Neo Cal. You guys don't even know what Iron Wolves are?
Yeah, don't you know that they actually appeared in episode 72 of G1? It was called Blah Blah, and they appeared briefly in one shot on the Quintesson homeworld. Like, I thought you were a fucking fan.
Looks like I showed them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what Skold like gives like a shit talk speech to Dinobot and is like, Maximals only put on a kind face to hide their cruelty. With Megatron and the others, at least I've always known where I stand. And I'm like, yeah, as their fucking doormat.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
she's brainwashed or something.
I found this so fucking weird. Like early on in the issue, she's clearly unhappy at the Predacon base. Like, she's miserable. Like, they shit talk her. They actually like belly laugh at her expense. And she's like, when she actually like meets a Maximal who is like super nice to her, she's like, oh, now I have a friend. And then
immediately 180s again.
But then immediately 180s when she gets there, and it's like, no, I am a Predacon. I am loyal to the Predacon cause. And I'm like, what? This is what
But she's
listeners,
not. It just showed us earlier that she joined kind of out of boredom because like Maximals were laughing at her and she wanted to be an artist.
yeah.
So she
yeah.
doesn't want to be an explorer. She doesn't want to be a soldier. She's here just because Megatron took her in and she has no friends.
I guess, yeah.
But like she does have a friend and he's here and his name is Razor Beast. And it seems like Dinobot's always been nice to her. So go where the two people that have been nice to you are.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I guess she's brainwashed, but it's like, I don't know, this comic, and
you've mentioned this before, where a single issue will contradict itself.
Yeah, characters be like and this isn't even the first time this has happened in this comic too. It's a long running thing with this series, is characters like behaving like contrary to what they say or do earlier in the issue.
Yeah, and not contrary to like the TV show. We understand it's its own run.
No, like, contrary to their character as depicted in this story.
And like
in
you
a
said,
particular
indeed,
issue.
The same fucking issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
it's done that multiple times, and
with multiple characters. Yeah, God, I hate to say it, but like the writing in this comic's not that great. Like there's glimmers of
greatness.
There's glimmers of greatness, but and I think what it comes down to is things like this is very amateurish, and I think this guy, friend of the show, Eric Burnham,
big friend of the show,
big friend of the
enough
show.
that he made a YouTube account just.
Yeah, he commented on a YouTube video for an episode of Too Much Energon where we reviewed the first 5 issues of this series, and yeah, he wasn't impressed.
No.
But yeah, his writing is just kind of amateurish. Like he has good ideas, but like I feel like he is not great at actually like I don't know, like to me it actually kind of reads like he has like an overall idea but then just like writes, and I studied creative writing. I saw a lot of people do this. Hell, I've done it myself. I feel like he kind of just writes without actually writing a treatment ahead of time.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
So I feel like he just writes.
Conclusion.
I feel like he just writes on the fly. He scripts on the fly. So you end up with characters doing and saying and behaving in ways that contradict themselves in the very same story. Because
isn't that what editors are for? Like some dude reads it and goes, "Hey, buddy, like this is really convoluted and contradictory. You want to revisit this?"
The thing is, though, when you're a comic book editor, like you're going
That's
over.
Not your place, right?
Well, it's not even that. Like there are actually like lots of stories of very invasive editors, and they're not very popular with writers and artists. But like comic book editors tend to deal with like a couple of dozen books a month.
Right.
On average. So
as long as it's not absolute garbage, they just go good enough and they move.
Exactly.
Move
as long as it's good enough. Like most of the time they're just looking for things like inappropriate content, or like a mention of something like, say, a brand name that's like copyrighted, or like
right.
They're looking for things like that.
But certainly it goes through some process where another person can be like, hey,
usually the script does have to be approved by the editor ahead of time, and then like when the issue, like when everything's all said and done, then the editor gives final approval. But like I said, comic book editors are doing this for like a couple dozen books a month, so they kind of just. So it's like you're just going through and being like, yeah, okay, are there like any like egregious spelling mistakes? No. Okay. Is there swearing when there shouldn't be? No. Okay. Do they mention like is this a Marvel book and we mention, Green Lantern? No. Okay. just
Right,
things like
right.
that. Yeah. So
Well, Eric Burnham has written, like he's running the whole thing, correct?
he is, yeah.
Because I had thought, just by the weird pacing, like subconsciously, I mean, but when I think about it, I'm like, no, it's clearly been him the whole time. There was a period where maybe it was just I associated when the art style changed briefly. They had a different artist. I for some reason I thought that the writer changed too, because you and I were really enjoying the issues. And not to say we're not enjoying every issue, but like the contradiction seemed less so
Yeah,
in the last four-ish issues.
That last story arc was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, we were like, oh wow, this is like good. And
yeah,
I man, I actually have issues with like Skold, like being upset, going on a walk, stuttering, being bullied. Like, man, if you've ever been bullied in school, like it is psychologically like fucking scarring, day in, day out. You drop out of school, it affects your social behavior, it affects your like ability to make friends. Like it's, and you know what you don't do when you have an out? You don't go, no, it's okay, I want to stick with all the assholes who like mock me and like poke me and like make fun of me like every single waking moment.
Yeah.
So again, they're really pushing the feel bad for this character. She's been bullied, like victim arc, and I can see where they want to go with it, but it's like
it's pretty heavy-handed.
Yeah, that's the proper term.
And yeah, the issue ends. Skold is like, I'm going back to hang out with my shitty friends. And Dinobot says some shit. I don't know. He's like, be careful what you wish for, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, because Skold is all like, oh, the next blah blah blah, you better go back with your Maximals, traitor, because the next time I see you, I won't be very nice. And then as she's walking away, he kind of gets up and he's all like, that may be sooner than you think, which is a decent line, because the art over the next few pages hints, what does it say? It says next issue, part 10, and it shows the Maximals kind of like on a hover like car or shuttle or something like that on the attack.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was
last issue they mentioned that they should go on the offensive.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was the Maximal or the Autobot shuttle. It's kind of what it looks like. Just smaller.
It does kind of, yeah.
Maximal Strike Back Part 1. That's the next issue.
Yeah, they've been talking about that, but also that one line, sooner than you think.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. Some foreshadowing.
All right, and that was issue 9 of IDW's ongoing Beast Wars comic book. Here on Too Much Galavar, we rate issues of Beast Wars on the Too Much Energon scale, which ranges from not enough Energon to a sufficient amount of Energon to too much Energon. It's basically bad, okay, good. Cal, what are you rating issue 9 of Beast Wars?
There wasn't the wasted page space issue that we had like long ago, but like I can't I can't give it a too much Energon when but like I like Razor Beast, I like them fighting, I like the path of discovery, but it doesn't make any sense other than the idea that Skold is very heavily brainwashed into thinking this is her only family. But it's not that. She wasn't defensive of the Predacons. She didn't give me a reasonable answer to believe the character. So it gets
absolutely
a low sufficient amount of Energon from me.
I'm gonna echo that sentiment there. A low sufficient amount of energon for me as well. The flashback stuff with Skold is really heavy-handed. Um, the I I like you said, I like the journey of discovery that she's going on, but it's kind of undone. It kind of undoes itself, but at the end when she's just like, "No, I'm gonna go back and hang out with my shitty, hang out with my shitty friends and not my night cool new friends." Um,
Yeah, none
that
of them have been mean to her.
that that pissed me off. Um,
She's just dumb. No wonder you were making fun of her. It's because at the end you're like, "What are you, stupid?" And then you start bullying her, just like the Predacons do.
What, you gonna cry now? You gonna cry?
Stop hitting yourself.
Yeah. Can a turtle even cry? No, because you're stupid.
And there you have it.
Yeah. Also, what the fuck are iron wolves, and why? Like, this issue acts like they're like kind of like a common thing,
They're a thing, man.
but like, never heard of these things before.
Iron
fuck?
wolves, they're everywhere. They're a menace.
Yeah. Bring me pictures of iron wolves, damn it. They're a menace. Yeah, and I like I like the whole bit at the beginning on the dark side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, anyway, yeah, low sufficient amount of energon for me as well.
Too much energon.
And we're back in the present of 2023.
We
Yes,
did it.
We did it.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to the future.
Pretty bad, huh?
We got into Rufus's time traveling phone booth, and at the same time also hitched a ride with Doc Brown's time traveling DeLorean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we tried to get the train, but we didn't want to burn coal.
yeah.
Make the situation worse, so we just hitchhiked.
We didn't want to pollute the future.
No, the past. Fuck the past.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Wait a cycle.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that the past connects to the future?
The past connects to the future, and we're all our past selves are one with our present selves, and our present selves are one with both our future selves and our past selves at the same time.
What if I told you the seeds planted in the past become the trees of the present, which become the forests of the future?
And what if I told you you need to see the forest of the future for the trees of the past? Well, I just blew Cal's mind with some Gary wisdom right there.
God, I saw it. I saw the oracle. I am transformed.
It was beautiful, man. Anyway, that was episode 117 of Too Much Energon. Best way to support the show, go to patreon.com/lazorcomb, LAZORCOMB, where at the single $5 Gary tier, you get a bunch of exclusive audio content that you can't hear anywhere else. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so at Lazorcomb, LAZORCOMB, or you can follow the show at Too Much Energon, or you can follow Cal at
NeoCal on Twitter and TikTok and I don't know, Steam, Xbox, MySpace, NEO_KAL.
Oh yeah, you can find me. I've never actually brought this up. You can find me on Xbox Live as at Lazorcomb as well. So
you got that?
yeah. If you want to play, the only game I play online ever is Halo Infinite. So if you want to play Halo Infinite with me sometime, Add me on Xbox. Lasercomb. LAZORCOMB. We'll be back next week with episode 118 of Too Much Energon, where we're going to be talking about whatever the next comic is that we recorded ourselves talking about 2 years ago. And until then, I've been The Siege, one of your hosts.
Maybe it'll be a good one. I'm your other host, Neho Cal.
And until next week, see the forests of the past for the trees of the future. I don't know.
And stay beastly.
Bye-bye.
Beast Wars!